One thing that narcissists understand is the power of manipulating someone using their emotions against them. I'm Lise Leblanc, and today I'm talking about narcissistic baiting and 10 reasons why narcissists bait their partners. At the end of this video, I will give you my best advice on how to not take the bait. Okay, so narcissistic baiting is a manipulation tactic that is used by all narcissists to elicit a strong emotional reaction from others. I realize that some people don't like my fishing analogies, so just a heads up. So when you go fishing, you put bait on your hook in order to lure fish and get the fish to bite. And different types of bait work better to catch different types of fish under certain types of conditions. And so when one type of bait isn't working, you switch to something else. Narcissists operate in much the same way. They often test out different forms of bait under different circumstances in an effort to figure out how to trigger a specific emotional reaction. And they will continue changing the bait until they get that reaction that they are seeking. If you do take the bait, the narcissist successfully has you on the hook, and now they are in control and can reel you in. Here's the thing. Narcissists have learned early on in life, often through abuse from a narcissistic parent, that it's better to be the fisherman than the fish. And they only feel safe and secure when they feel like they are in control. Narcissists are typically juggling multiple lines so that if one fish gets off the hook, they can still feed off other fish. So let's talk a little bit about how this all starts off, because if you can avoid taking the shiny, sexy bait that the narcissist casts at you in the first place, you can save yourself a whole lot of pain, heartbreak, and very difficult lessons. So generally speaking, during the idealization phase, the narcissist is baiting you with their shiniest bait. They are provoking intense, positive emotional responses by making you feel like the most special person in the whole wide world. They will pour their attention, their adoration, and all of their energy into you, making you feel more valued and loved than you ever have before. You'll feel euphoric, hopeful, grateful, trusting. You'll feel high. Once you latch on to them, though, things start to shift. It might be a subtle shift, or it may happen overnight. With a covert narcissist, the dark clouds generally start rolling in slowly. Instead of their fun, exhilarating self, they are now sad, anxious, and vulnerable. And you feel bad for them. You feel empathy. But you have confidence that your love can conquer all. But the reality is that things are going to get progressively worse, and you are rarely going to have those positive emotions. Now they will start to provoke negative emotions: anger, fear, shame, insecurity, and a whole lot of hurt. They will push your buttons, relying on all of that sensitive information you shared with them during those moments of connection. They will poke at your insecurities, attack your perceived faults, weaknesses, and failures. And once you react emotionally, they know that they've got you on the hook. And they can relax because now they are in control, and all they have to do is reel you in. So there are many reasons that a narcissist will bait you. But again, it all boils down to their insecurities and their need for control. So this list is not a complete exhaustive list, but here are 10 of the most common reasons that a narcissist will attempt to provoke you to meet their own narcissistic needs. Number one, they're restless and in need of stimulation. Provoking you is just something to do. It relieves their boredom by creating drama and conflict, which they thrive on. Number 2, they are emotionally dysregulated and need a quick fix. Creating conflict and chaos is a way for them to discharge their intense negative emotions. Number 3, they are creating a smokescreen to make you look like the abuser and to paint themselves as the victim. Once you have that negative reaction, it relieves them of any accountability or consequences for their actions. Number 4, they want to make you look bad in front of other people as a way of laying the foundation for future smear campaigns and efforts to gaslight you. The narcissist will make every effort to make sure that people on the outside looking in only see your overreactions and not everything that the narcissist did to provoke it. Number 5, they are setting up a fight because they have a backup or side supply that they want to pursue and play with, and they use the fight to justify their deceptive, cheating behavior. Number 6, they are simply running low on fuel and need supply. They do not have mature ways of communicating their needs, so they use immature methods of getting your attention and your energy back onto them. Even though it's negative, once they've captured your attention and they have that intense emotional energy, they're satisfied and they can feed off of it for a while. Number 7, once a narcissist loses control and has a temper tantrum, they need to provoke you into joining them in that tantrum. Otherwise, they look foolish. So if you join them, they will immediately calm down, minimize their own behavior while amplifying yours. Number 8, when the narcissist needs resources, so they need money, favors, whatever, they will bait you, often trying to provoke your feelings of guilt and obligation so that you give them what they want with minimal resistance. Number 9, narcissists bait to gain power, control, and dominance. Think about it. Once the fish has taken the bait and is securely on the hook, they're screwed. The fisherman gets to decide their fate. When it comes to a narcissist, if they can provoke an intense emotional response from you, they know that they can still manipulate and control you. Number 10, narcissists bait you simply to keep you confused. They think they're smarter than you, and they will always try to stay at least one step ahead. So if they feel like they're losing an argument or they're losing ground in any way, they will say some of the most off-the-wall things just to mess with your head and confuse you. Now you're no longer focused on the issue at hand. Now it's about your reaction. And this allows the narcissist to get back on top and in charge. These are only some of the reasons for narcissistic baiting. So if you can think of other reasons, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. Essentially, the narcissist sets the bait on the hook, dangles it in front of you, and if you bite, they will typically relax, reel you in. Suddenly, they lower their tone, and they start highlighting how emotional, ridiculous, or irrational you are being. They amplify your bad behavior in a very patronizing and condescending way. You know, your temper is really out of hand. I think you need to get help. So, you need to recognize that you're reacting in a normal way to their provocation. Don't be too hard on yourself. So the next time the narcissist is baiting you, try to take a step back. Literally and physically take a step back. Slow your breathing down. Broaden your field of vision, focusing on everything around you. See if you can notice and observe the type of bait the narcissist is using. Notice how they change the bait depending on whether or not you react. And if you do end up taking the bait, watch how the narcissist immediately shifts and turns the tables on you. Don't tell the narcissist that you're doing this, because it will only serve as ammunition to be used against you later. Once you can recognize the narcissist tactics, you will see that they're quite predictable. And the narcissist is also counting on your predictable reactions. And it will really upset them when you stop taking the bait and you stop reacting in those predictable ways. Of course, my first piece of advice is to leave the narcissistic relationship and go no contact. But if that's not an option for whatever reason, then accept and know that they will have this ongoing need to antagonize and provoke you, and start treating it as an experiment. Document how, why, and under what specific circumstances you take the bait. Start monitoring how you are responding to the narcissist's various attempts at baiting you. Recognize that the narcissist will continue to do this. And so the only factor within your control is whether or not you take the bait. So my number one piece of advice is start building your own emotional capacity and managing your reactions and your responses to the narcissist's attempts at baiting you. Stop trying to change the narcissist. If you want to learn more about how to outsmart a narcissist, please click on the link above. And if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, click on that notification bell so that you don't miss anything.